I'm Adele Computer, and this is a very computer compound. I'm coming to you from my family's compound outside of Philadelphia. Once it became clear that COVID-19 wasn't going anywhere, I scampered out of New York like a rat in a flood. It isn't lost on me that I'm truly blessed to have parents that have welcomed me home and let me shoot cross-dressing videos in their backyard. So I'm gonna make them a fresh-baked galette with fruit from their own grocery store. And as we're constantly surrounded these days with death and dying, I thought, why not dye this dress? That's all coming up on a very computer compound. I'm gonna show you how to make a super simple blueberry galette, and it's so easy, you can do it right on the counter. You don't even need a bowl. You need one bowl. Measure your flour, sugar, and salt into the bowl and whisk to combine. Cut 1.5 sticks of butter into long, thin planks. Dump your flour mixture out onto the counter. Coat each butter plank in flour mixture. This is the closest I've come to doing any planks, butter planks. Roll your butter flat into the flour mixture. We're creating long, thin strips of butter, and they will steam as we cook this dough. And that will create the highly sought after, flaky, buttery crust that everybody wants in a galette. A galette is like a pie. It's a little lazier than a pie. So this is starting to look like a flaky, shaggy pastry dough. We're gonna add a little moisture. 4 tablespoons of ice water will give this dough enough moisture to turn from this pile of buttery flour into real dough. Try to get that water incorporated, cut it into a rectangle. This is a flour sprinkler, a specialty tool that we have here on the compound. And we're gonna roll this into a long rectangle. Then fold it into thirds and turn it. If your dough gets wet or sticky at any point, you can always add just a little more flour because it won't hurt it. Fold it in thirds again. So we're creating long, thin layers. Pat it into a disc. Now wrap it in plastic and put it in the fridge to chill for at least a half an hour. And while that's chilling, we're gonna make the filling. And I'm going to add a cup of blueberries, sugar, arrowroot, which is a specialty product that we have here on the compound. You could substitute cornstarch, maybe 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. Now cook this over medium-high heat. We want this to become sort of a thick sauce. I don't really eat fruit unless it's touching crust. A potato masher is a good tool to employ here. That is like the perfect consistency. It's real thick and bubbly. Gonna turn the heat off and add 2 more cups of fresh blueberries. And that is your blueberry filling. Now that your pastry dough has been chilling for about a half an hour, unwrap it. Now roll the dough into about a 14-inch circle. I turn it again. That seems about right. Put the pastry crust on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Get your filling and scoop it into the middle. That looks good. Now fold the edges up around the filling. And that is how you make the galette. Now we'll hit it with an egg wash, which is just a beaten egg. And this will make it turn really nice and golden and shiny. And around the edges, sprinkle some finishing sugar, which is another specialty product we have here on the compound. And then bake it off at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. And while that's in the oven, I'm gonna show you how I tie-dyed this dress. This is a muslin dress. The first, in fact, that I have ever made from a pattern. I was going to make it again in another fabric, but what I've learned is that sewing proper garments is a true pain in the ass. So I'm going to tie-dye it using the ancient Japanese technique called shibori. Itajime shibori is a resistance dyeing technique, wherein the fabric is folded and then sandwiched between wooden shapes to create a pattern. I'm going to need wooden shapes. I got these from the woodcraft section at Michael's. Jumbo binder clips, fabric dye. Shibori is traditionally made with indigo dye, salt, vinegar, and 2 buckets of very hot water. I'm gonna put the dress into an accordion fold at about the width of the wooden piece. The sides here are what gets the dye and makes the stripes. I'm clipping the wooden shapes together, opposite each other with the fabric in between, and repeating that all the way down to the bottom of the dress. We need 2 baths. The first is hot water and vinegar, our natural color fixative. To prepare our dye bath, put salt in our dye. Oh, I want dark blue. So I'll take my fully clipped dress and dip it quickly into the vinegar bath. Let that soak 2 or 3 minutes. Remove the dress, kind of squeeze it out, and just sort of lower it gently. I'm just trying to be gentle. Our tie-dye has soaked for 5 minutes. We're gonna take it out. We're gonna just rinse it until the water runs clean. So a lot of you should be really good at this, but not all of you. We're gonna unclip this and take a look at it. Wow, that's the first shape we've got. Just, yes, work. Okay, this is gonna look fabulous. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. It's pretty gorgeous. Wow! I mean, what the heck? This is beyond my wildest dreams, to be honest. So here's my dress. Here are 3 handkerchiefs that I dyed with 3 different styles of shibori dyeing. And if you want to see that, you can go to my Patreon. The link is below in the description. And I'll show you how to do Kumo, Arashi, and Kanoko shibori. This one's Itajime. Who wants a galette?
Alright, wow.
So this is a blueberry galette. Can I cut you a slice?
Yeah, I'd love a slice.
Look at that crust.
Yeah, it's very crispy, crunchy.
And those juicy blueberries. Yum.
I think Mom's auditioning.
Juicy blueberries, yum.
How do you know they're tasty? You haven't tasted them
I
yet.
said juicy, they're juicy.
Okay, a small slice for me.
And of course, the proof is always in the pudding, right?
Yeah, have a bite.
Mm. Mm.
Very good.
Yum. Thank you for joining me on a Very Computer compound. You can always find more Adele Computer on Instagram at Adele_computer, or you can tip me if you feel so moved to do so on Venmo at Adele_computer. Thanks for watching.
That's very good. Thank you.
Yay.
Very good.
Thank you.
You not eating that yet?
No, you can eat it.
Delicious, isn't it?